When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him there, along with the criminals, one on his right, the other on his left. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." And they divided up his clothes by casting lots.
We wish we knew.
But why didn't we know?
How could we do it?
Why did he do it?
We didn't know what we were doing.
I don't know how it happened. He was my teacher, my prophet, my friend, and I made him my enemy. All his talk about having to die, it bothered me, made me think I was wasting my time, following someone who was weak. And that woman, she was the last straw. I mean, that woman squandered so much. How could he call it a beautiful thing? It was like I didn't know him anymore, like I was a fool for following him. And I wanted him to pay. I needed to get back what was wasted. But now, the innocent blood on my hands, the dirty money in my hands, I feel forever stained. He trusted me. He chose me. He loved me. And I betrayed him. What have I done?
We didn't know how to get rid of him. But we do know he was getting way too powerful, too popular. All those crowds following him around, those people claiming he was doing miracles, the hype about being the Son of God, about destroying and rebuilding our temple and being our Messiah. We couldn't stand for that. Watch him tear down everything we built, breaking our laws, defying our Sabbath, corrupting our traditions, as if he knew them like we did. What else could we do? He had to go.
I didn't know what he was talking about. Me, a deserter? Me, deny my Lord? There's no way. At least that's what I thought. I was the one who said I would die for him. I was the one who defended him with my sword. I am the rock. And I hid like a coward. I lied like a coward. I denied that I knew him like a coward over and over and over. That rooster, the dawn of my shame, my failure. How could I have done it?
We didn't know what else to do. We were just following orders, using our training, fulfilling our duty. Bloodshed wasn't new to us. Others had come before him, trying to resist Rome, challenging Caesar, defying the authorities. And they had all been put in their place. So we were just following orders. Put him in his place. The whips, the insults, the blows, the thorns, they weren't personal. Just a simple reminder that you don't mess with Rome, that you don't mess with us. What else could we have done? We were just doing our jobs.
We didn't know what to believe. For weeks now, he'd been telling us that he was going to be handed over, crucified, dying a slow, shameful, torturous death. And we didn't understand. Jesus? Die? We'd seen him calm storms, resurrect the dead, do the impossible. So death on a cross, like an enemy of the state? We couldn't believe it. He took us to Gethsemane so that we could stay with him, so that we could pray like him, so that we could resist temptation. He told us to be on watch. And instead, we fell asleep, deserted him. All of us scattered just like he'd said. The hour was at hand, and Jesus was suffering alone, dying alone, without us standing watch. Why couldn't we have stayed awake?
I don't know why they wanted him dead. He seemed innocent to me. All those accusations about perverting a nation, tax evasion, blasphemy, insurrection, even murder against this peaceful man. I know they were just grasping for something to justify their jealousy. But the crowd were just so loud. Their screams echoed through my head. Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him. Their longing for blood, their hunger for death, it just kept growing and growing. I just wanted them to be quiet. So I became silent. I gave in. Does that make me guilty?
We didn't know.
We wish we knew.
But why didn't we know?
How could we do it?
We didn't know what we were doing.
We crucified him.
We crucified him.
As we look at the cross of Jesus, we are reminded of the people that had a part in his crucifixion. Some were close, some whose names we don't know. Through this first word, we remember that the death of Jesus ultimately was not because of one person's individual guilt. Every person played their part in it, however big or small, active or passive. The fear, the greed, the pride, the complicity, the blind obedience, the jealousy, the mob mentality, the anger, the lust for blood and violence that put Jesus to death. These are a collective wrongdoing. The human tribe, the human community is culpable. We are culpable together. Yet Jesus, even in this moment of greatest suffering and anguish, chooses empathy. He says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." He understands the power that sin has to blind and to entangle us. And he wants to set his people free. Right up until his final breaths, Jesus chooses forgiveness. This word begs a question. Where do we see ourselves in the story? What in our lives blinds and entangles us? Will we allow Jesus to extend forgiveness to us, to set us free? We'll take a moment in silence to reflect, and we'll respond with confession. And now together, let us pray. Holy God, you have revealed yourself to all creation. Jesus Christ,
your word made flesh. Jesus Christ, the truth, the life.
Loving God, you sent Jesus Christ to save us.
And we have betrayed him. We have denied him. We have abandoned, mocked, and crucified him.
God, we plead to you. Have mercy on us, O God. Have mercy on us. Show us.
Show us the way beyond the grave. Show us the life that is everlasting through Jesus Christ.
Sing Emmanuel. Emmanuel, we behold your broken body. Emmanuel, the Son